Okay, let's take a little bit of time using the skills that we've learned so far with SketchUp and applying them to a two-bedroom cabin. This is essentially what you are going to be looking at when you're done. This is a why all these pop-ups here. So you're making this two-bedroom cabin, very, very simple as cabins tend to be. You're going to have to make sure you get some paint on the walls, get some labels, make sure you include a label with your name on it. And let's get started on this. It's actually pretty simple to do. So let's go ahead and create new. You should be logged into SketchUp. And I'm doing this from my design dashboard, so you can see some of the older things that I've done. We have Ty there just to give us some size perspective. But as usual, we're going to start with a floor plan, and therefore we're going to go right to our rectangle tool. Again, remember that if for some reason you're looking for a tool that's not there, let me move this out of the way. Click on these three dots down here and you'll see all the other tools, and chances are what you're looking for is there. Okay, so rectangle tool. I'm going to start at my origin. I'm going to stay within my green and red axes, and I'm going to just kind of move it out to about here. Let's do it about like that. So I'm going to start typing. I'm not going to, there's nothing to click here. Remember, you can't click. But I'm going to move it to where I want, let go of my mouse, and start typing 20 feet, so 20 apostrophe, comma, 12 feet, or apostrophe, enter. And there we go. We've got a 20 by 12 uh, square. And if you kind of zoom out like this or change the perspective or orbit, you can see that compared to Ty here, that looks about 20 by 12 feet. So we're off to a good start. All right, let's go to our offset tool, and mine's already on my main menu here, but if yours isn't, go ahead and click on the offset tool. And again, we can't use the offset tool unless we have a closed perimeter, which we do right here. That's what our rectangle is there for. So I'm going to just click anywhere in here, click once, and then I'm going to move my mouse. And sometimes you have to change directions, but like move your mouse until you get somewhat close like this. And then you're going to type in 6 shift apostrophe, okay, so 6 quotation mark, which means 6 inches, and hit enter. Now we've got a 6-inch perimeter wall all the way around. Before I push pull this, I want to make a 2-room cabin. So I'm going to go ahead and click my pencil tool or my line tool. You'll notice if you hover along this wall here, you get to the middle, that's the midpoint. Actually, I'm going to start my wall somewhere over here because I want a smaller bedroom and a larger living room. So instead of in the middle, I'm going to start maybe here, click, and notice I need to keep it green, okay, so that it's parallel with this green axis here. Don't let it turn black because then when you try to push pull a door through it, it won't work. Okay, so green line all the way down to on edge and click again. So now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to try to just kind of estimate about 6 inches away from them, from that first line, so that it looks like the rest of the perimeter walls. So don't have it somewhere out here or really, really close. Just somewhere like about here. And I'm going to go straight down and click again. Now, if you remember from the bedroom video, you have to get rid of this little line here and here first before you push pull. So go ahead and click on the eraser tool. You might have to zoom in, click and scroll over, click and drag over that dash line. You can do the same thing down here. Okay. And there you go. Now we've got a continuous path all the way around. As you know, we can now push pull. So let's go to our push pull tool, hover somewhere on that line. Okay, if remember, if you hover here or here, you're push pulling something completely different. So make sure you're on this perimeter. Click and just start moving your mouse. I'm going to go ahead and let go and type in 8 apostrophe. So 8 feet, and then let go. or I'm sorry, hit enter. So now I've got 8-foot walls, which looks about right compared to Ty there. All right. Nice cabin we've got started here, but of course we can't get in yet. So let's make a door. Um, you could use the line tool, but please don't do that. For just good practice, go ahead and use the rectangle tool. We're going to start with the door. Make sure you're not starting that door somewhere over this wall, because otherwise you won't be able to push it open. So make sure you start from the very bottom. You could even use that midpoint. That would work. Works for me. So I'm going to click on that and start my door. I'm going to get it to about where I want it, and I'm going to type in actual dimensions. So I'm going to start with 3 feet, comma, 7 feet. So 3 apostrophe, comma, 7 apostrophe, and hit enter. And there it's got a nice 3-foot by 7-foot door. Okay. Next, we're going to put a couple windows. I need one in this room and one in this room. And again, I'm going to avoid putting that window in front of this door here. So here's a little trick to get your window top even with your door top. We're still in the rectangle tool, but watch this. If I start on this corner, I'm just hovering here. I'm going to kind of move my mouse sideways. Notice how it makes a little dashed line there. What that's telling me is that it's going to keep this rectangle even with the top of that door. So when I'm about where I want it, which is good about here, I'm going to click once and then move my mouse in the opposite direction to make the window opening. I'm going to go ahead and type in 3 feet by 3 feet. So 3 apostrophe, comma, 3 apostrophe, enter. And now it's got a nice, perfect 3-foot by 3-foot window. And you can see that the tops line up, which is how you would do it in real life. So why not do it on SketchUp as well? So let's make another window. Again, I'm going to just hover over this endpoint here, this corner, and then move my mouse sideways and then click. I'm going to make another window. Let's make this one 3 feet, comma, 3 feet, enter. Now I've got 2 windows, one to each room, and a door into the living room. So let's push pull those openings. So push pull tool, I'm going to click, hold, and just kind of move to my side here until it says on face. Okay. Same with the door. Click, hold, and you may have to move it a couple times while you're holding it. And when it says on face, let go. And then one more. Click, hold, move it till it says on face, and then we can confirm that those did cut through by orbiting around. Okay, so this is starting to take shape here. We have a nice little design here, but if you look carefully, there's no way of getting into the bedroom here without climbing through the window or something. So obviously we need a door over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my view a little bit this way with my orbit tool. I'm using my mouse. If you don't have a mouse, you're going to have to be coming over here and switching to the orbit tool and switching to the pan tool. So it's a lot easier with a mouse, but it can be done with a trackpad. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my rectangle tool. And I don't know, somewhere around here would be a good place for a door. I'm going to start here, draw up. And again, I'm going to let go of my mouse and type 3 feet, comma, 7 feet, enter. Okay, now I've got a nice door. Push pull it. So push pull tool, click, hold, and move it until it says on face. There we go. All right, now we're really getting close to being finished. Let's go ahead and put some paint on the walls. I'm not concerned with what paint colors you use, but I prefer something that doesn't look gray like this because then I can't tell you painted it. So go ahead and click on the paint bucket and your material menu will pop up. Click on the little search or magnifying glass here, the browse, and we're going to choose colors. And then choose really whatever color you want. Let's go with, I don't know. Let's go with green. Why not? Green color here, here. This is a very bright cabin. Very bright. green. And yeah, you got to actually turn the whole thing and get those walls. Okay, so now I've got them all painted green. Let's throw a little carpeting in there. So I'm going to close my color menu and let's do carpet. Let's do, oh, I don't, this one looks kind of interesting. Click on that. We'll do carpeting there. And I'm going to close that. And I'm going to do all the way at the bottom wood floor. I'm going to do a wood floor in the bedroom. So click on wood, and then I'm going to use this one. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe this one. No, how about this one? That's what I want. All right, you choose whatever you want. You can also do tile. There's lots of choices, but you want some sort of flooring in there. You don't have to have different ones in the living room if you don't want to, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's close out this menu here by closing the arrow. And last thing we need to do is put our name in here, and we need to put our room labels. So let's go to our 3-dot menu down here and choose 3D text. And we're going to do this 3 times. Okay, so let's start with bedroom. Click OK, and simply place it in the bedroom on the floor. Okay, and then if you click this pointer button up here, you can click outside of the room and that'll deselect it. Let's go ahead and click on the text tool again, and we're going to type in living room. Okay, and I'm going to plop that about there. I like to have it even. Notice how it's got that little red dash line there. If I move it up here, that disappears, but if I move it down here, it's nice and lined up with the word bedroom. Okay, so click it there, and then I'm going to press this one more time, and I'm going to type in my name. You will type in your name, preferably your first and last name, or at least first name with letter of your last name. And this time, let's put it on the wall. Okay, so it's going to be sticking forward, which is a little weird, but it works. Go ahead and click on the select arrow. Click anywhere outside of your cabin, and there you have it. You have it done. All right. So before we turn this in as a image file, we want to make sure we get a good view of this. All right. So I'm kind of centering it. I'm turning it a little bit so that I can see that door there. You don't want to have it like this or something like that where I can't even tell that you have a door. I also can't see your label over here. So make sure you're turning this so I can see your labels, your doors, your paints, all that stuff. Okay. And once you have it in a good spot, I'd say this is a good viewpoint from there. Now we got to make a PNG file of this. So go ahead and click on these 3 lines here and then choose download. And make sure you choose PNG. Do not choose SKP or STL. Choose PNG. And it's going to give you a little preview. You can actually still turn it within this preview, but I like it just how it is. And then you click on export as PNG. And what that's going to do, and by the way, this says larger files might take a little bit longer. Say that's fine by clicking export. And what it's going to do is it's going to save that image onto your Chromebook. And in my case, it's saving it onto my laptop, which is taking longer than I expected, but there it goes. Now I have that saved on my laptop. All I have to do if I were a student is go back to my assessment. And from there, I can upload that file and simply find it under recent. That's how I would find it if I had a Chromebook, is by looking under recent. And again, this is the old sample, so mine's going to have different colors. But yeah, just go back to that and save it, upload it, and you are done and good to go. So I hope this helps. Use whatever colors and flooring you want, but make sure your name is on it. Make sure your doors and windows are sized correctly. and you should be good to go. Hope you enjoy this.